What's up, everybody? Good morning. I did a short video on the major pentatonic and learning it in a different position. I want to go a little bit more in depth there. So when we're starting to get into the minor pentatonic, usually the first scale that we get into, what we notice is if we put our first finger down, that's where the scale starts. That's the root note. Now, if I move this down and have my pinky there, that becomes my A major pentatonic. Right? And it's almost like a 2-for-1 scale because it's the same positioning, right? The same fingering, basically. First finger is the root note for the minor, and then pinky is the root note for the major. Now, the only problem there is we do play those scales differently. Those are my root notes, right? Knowing the scale tones in that scale is very important. It is played differently if you're down here. Right, so making sure you know that root note, and that root note is very, very crucial, and the other scale tones around it, so that you're coming up with proper melodies. So it's not really a 2-for-1 scale. The reason I want to change it, and it does make the fingering a little bit more difficult, is it's going to set you up perfectly for learning the major modes down the road. So if we take this major pentatonic, and I'm going to change it, we have now 5, 7, 4, 7, 4, 7. And then the next 3 strings are 4, 6, 5, 7, 5, and then a last 7. The reason I say that is because that's my root note. So there's like one note just after there. So 5, 7, 4, 7, 4, 7, 4, 6, 5, 7, 5, and then lastly a 7. Now, the scale tones in the major pentatonic are 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, and then that 2 last. That becomes very, very important because we're taking out the 4 and the 7 from any one of the modes to get to this major pentatonic. So if we add them in, that's going to change the mode that we're playing. So if we go for the major scale, we're going to take that major pentatonic, we're going to add in the 4 and the 7. So what we have now is 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 6, 7. 4, 6, 7, 5, 7, 4, 5, and then my last 7 up there. Right? So that works on like all those 1, 4, 5s if you guys follow those sort of chord progressions and number systems. That A has that very finalized sound. That's the best part about Ionian and the major scale. So now if we go to the next major mode, Lydian, the 4th mode, we take the backbone of the major pentatonic. Now I'm going to add in Ionian, the 4 and the 7 there. And then the difference with Lydian is going to be that 4 is sharp. So now I get 5, 7, 4, 6, 7, 4, 6, 7. 4, 6, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. And when you're using this mode, it's a little bit less common. It sort of has this circular sound where that root note, that A, is not super strong. It doesn't give us this real finalized sound. Not as strong as the major scale, but really cool to use. Now, if we go back, we're going to go to the next mode, Mixolydian, the 5th mode. We go major pentatonic. I'm going to add in Ionian, the major scale, and then we're going to take that 7 and make it flat. Now I have 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7. 4, 6, 7, sorry. 5, 7, 8, 7, and then that 2 there at the top. So that flat 7 is also going to give it a different sound. It's going to be a little bit more common, especially for you guys that are into like the Grateful Dead and bands like that. They use a lot. But same idea. It it doesn't have that super strong root note, a little bit more than Lydian, but it gives it a little bit of a darker sound as well, where we're not being super bright on major, but we're not as dark as minor. That flat 7 sort of like evens us out. So that's why learning the major pentatonic in that position is way more beneficial, and that's sort of getting through the modes in the theory for that. So I hope that wasn't too much. Of course, like all the other videos, go back, do a little bit of pausing, and ask questions directly to me as you need.